All right, everybody. So we are going to dive into, we're already on our fourth training of the Trained by Todd calls. We hope that you guys are loving these. Remember that they are always uploaded to the YouTube, so you can go back and refer. I know for me, I love like taking notes on what Todd teaches us and talks about. So that I can refer back to him because he has so many one-liners. Like I'm really trying to take the notes of the one-liners to give to you guys so that you can use them. And so just refer back if you ever need to. It's a lot of information at once. And so that's why I upload them to the YouTube. So you guys have access all the time. Yeah, the one-liners are so, he's just like zing, zing, zing. I'm like taking the notes, I'm like pausing and writing and pausing and writing because I'm just like, I need all of this. Okay, it's Maxia. I love it. Okay, let me go ahead and share my screen. Can you all see that? Okay, sweet. All right, so look at his little presentation. He put in his split end mender that he accidentally used as a face moisturizer because he didn't know. And he also wanted to rave about how much he loves our 30-second miracle. And he thinks it is one of the best products that he has ever used, period. So kind of cool props from Todd Duncan in his PDF presentation. I love it. So a brief reminder, skill number one was sell and serve. So if you are selling in the form of solving problems and you are serving well, people will be attracted to you and they will help you build a really, really great business. So focus on selling and serving. Skill number two was lead with health and wealth. And we talked about the beautiful relationship there is between how we can help people feel about themselves and how we help people become more health focused and achieve a state of personal wellness. They will trigger a greater sense of mental health and that will trickle into their wealth. And so kind of like pulling them into our sphere, right? Whether they're a VIP or market partner, we just kind of like want to pull people into our sphere and influence them positively. So skill number three was focus on vision, dream casting, and engagement. And so we talked about Lululemon and how strong their business model was, and that they really focus on having 1 year, 5 year, 10-year goals and dream boards, and really focusing on helping people develop life skills. And so that is our job here at Monat, not just among the team. I really want you guys to think, because I know a lot of you are new, right? And you maybe don't have a big team yet. Maybe you only have a handful of VIPs. Maybe you don't have any VIPs. I really want you guys to know that I see you as a leader. You are here, and that makes you so much further ahead of the people who are watching your content, right? And even that you're engaging with. You are here in this personal development industry, and that puts you way, way, way ahead. And so you are a leader in the online space. You are a leader of your family. You are a leader of your community. You are a leader of your life. And so when we say the word leadership, I don't want any type of mind drama, right? You guys cannot have mind drama around this and say, oh, I'm not a leader. You are a leader. And the more you can have that posture, the better you're going to see results a lot faster. So I even just like say that in the mirror every day. I am a leader. I am a leader. I am a leader. I am leading others, right? And start to create affirmations for yourself to feel really solid and secure as a leader in the online space. And really, you're going to love what we talk about today, because we're going to be talking about building trust and creating influence. And this is so relevant to what we do, right? And so I really want you guys to think about, how am I showing up primarily on social media, but in life, right? How you do one thing is how you do everything. How am I showing up in a way that's building trust and creating influence? How am I posturing myself? So some scary stats on leadership he went over. I want you guys to go, I mean, this is a little alarming. 1 in 2 people view their company's leadership as high quality. That's actually outrageous. But I know when I was a personal trainer at the gym, I really thought the leadership was poor. When I was a nurse in a hospital, the leadership was absolutely poor. And so I think a lot of people are stuck in these situations where they hate being led by incompetent people. That was always like I like hated that. It drove me actually insane. And so I think people can really see that Monate's leadership is unbelievable. And it trickles top down, right? When you have, I think that in healthcare is a mess because it top down, it trickles down and it's an absolute shit show. Monate is amazing and it trickles down and you're just like, wow, that company just like vibrates good energy. Like literally when you guys see Monations, it is just like energy in a room, like contained. It's unbelievable. And so when we think about how lucky we are to have good leadership of a company and leadership that pours into us and high quality leadership, that's also something that people are going to be like, wow, that company looks really cool to be a part of. I want to be a part of that too, right? Number 4, only 33% of employees report feeling engaged at work. I would love to hear, scale of 1 to 10, how engaged are you in your current position if you have another job? An outside job, not money. I want to, if you like, what is your feeling of engagement? 0%, a 2, 0, a 1. Yeah. That's crazy. All right, Tammy, that's good. We like that. That's like livable. The other ones are like, I can't function here, right? So the last one, number 5, companies with a high employee engagement are 22% more profitable. So the more engaged we feel, the more money we will make. Again, the closer to the fire you guys stay, the more engaged you'll feel, the more money you will make. So that's why coming to these calls is so important. I'm so proud of you guys for being here. And we are really excited to watch this grow and feel the engagement build. And that's going to lead to our prospects, right? It all starts with us. The energy that we can create, the excitement, the engagement that we can create within ourselves is what people are looking for. And so the more we can like radiate that out, the more we will be calling in our people. And so he's a friends with Jocko Will Inc. I can't talk tonight. He says, good leaders are rare, bad leaders are common. And what Todd kind of, he said, I don't like the word bad. He said, effective leaders are rare, ineffective leaders are common. And so I challenge you to think, how can I show up the most effectively to sell and serve the people that are watching me, right? How can I show up the most effectively? Yeah, don't want to be ineffective. I agree, Jackie. Caitlin, you're going to dive into engagement. I think I took over a little bit of yours, but go ahead.
That's okay. Yeah. Okay, you guys. So first off, engagement, drop a 1 in the comments if you can hear me. It's like, we're just jumping right into it. Yeah. Okay. So let's read this together, shall we? One person gives freely, yet gains even more. Another withholds unduly and comes to poverty. A generous person will prosper. They who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. Hey, that's a Bible verse.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, it's Proverbs. So that being said, let's talk about the engagement. I think love me some Bible too. Something that I have been seeing and I've been talking to some people about, and I think is a constant theme, honestly, right now, is the lack of engagement on social media. Yeah, anyone? Type a 2 in the comments if you're like, yeah, I can't get somebody to comment. I can't get somebody to like. I can't get somebody to friggin' swipe the bar. I can't get somebody to share. Yeah? Okay. Well, let me tell you something. Let me tell you, I've been this person. I would say 2 months ago, I was this person, honestly. And I flipped the script recently, and I have seen the product of what me engaging with other people has really done. Giving freely, like that verse just said, has really done. Okay. So we all thought Instagram was dead to the world. Good luck growing there. That's what everyone said. Good luck. Okay. Well, I'm here to tell you, over the last 90 days, I've gained almost 200 followers. That's kind of cool. I've been doing this thing recently, which not everyone has to do this. Been building an email list, almost to 100 people in the last 4 weeks. That's cool. Again, not telling you have to do this. I'm going to give you some things here, but we got to talk about the engagement piece, because if you're not giving engagement, You're not giving value. You're not giving things. How are you going to get it back? Okay, I said something when we were prepping for this call, and Melina was like, say that on the call. So I wrote it down. It says, if you get on social media expecting to get, what have you given them? Right? What have you given them? Now, a lot of people are probably thinking, well, I don't know what to teach somebody. I'm not telling you to teach. I'm not even telling you to, well, I see Amber saying she's sending out thank you spa packages. That's amazing. I love that. That's a form of gratitude, of thanks, of service, right? But I just want you to know that it doesn't have to be anything tangible like that either. It's like, are you giving value in some way? Type value in the comments if you're still here and you're tuned in, you can hear me. Here's the thing about value. I hear this time and time again. I don't know what I'm going to teach somebody. I don't have any value to give. It goes right back to what Mel was saying about you are a leader already. If you believe you're a leader, you are a leader. The things that come out of your mouth, the things that you write, the way that you present yourself is valuable because you're you and there's nobody else like you. Cool. So could you give your time to somebody? What could that look like on social media? Right? Well, I'm talking about social media specific right now, by the way, because this is how we're going to grow our business. This is how we're going to be attracting new people in. How can you give your time on social media? Have you gone live recently? Maybe live is not something that you can do. Have you taken the time to intentionally think about what you're posting? That is your time. Here's the thing. I'm going to call some of y'all out. Some of y'all are just putting up random stuff and calling it work. You're just putting it up there and you're like, did the IPA today? Yeah. Anyone guilty? You can call yourself out. Type me in the comments. Love ya. But here's the thing. That comes back to the reason why you're not getting engagement. Okay? Because here's the deal. People can tell when you're not engaged. People can tell when you are not engaged. So what does that mean? That means in the moment when you're giving value to somebody, if you're just, excuse my French, half-assing it and putting it up there, people gonna swipe on by. They gonna know. They gonna be like, yep, don't care. I'm telling you this because I've been playing around with this. I've been writing a lot of words on my stories. I've been giving a lot of storytelling, copy, some really insightful stuff. Y'all, my views, the engagement, people swiping up and telling me about their Costco rewards and their own credit card debt and they're all these things that I didn't ask them to, but they are because I'm giving them vulnerability, authenticity. I'm giving them value. Okay. So here's the thing. When I said that people can tell that you're not engaged, it's not only what you're posting in that moment on your stories. Okay. I need you to know this. People can tell when you're not here. Listen, we all have life. There's going to be some weeks you're not here. I'm not here to guilt trip you. But if you're like ghosting your team chat, or you're like not on calls, or you're like not talking to your mentor, or like whatever, you're not in the fire. You're not engaged, meaning you are not filled up. So how do you then go get on your social media and try to give value in somebody when you're not getting value from what's being provided, right? Just the harsh truth. I've been doing this for almost 5 years. And I can tell you the times when I don't engage versus the times when I do, there's a drastic difference, So do yourself a favor and stay engaged, whether it's in your team chat, whether it's with your mentor, or whether it's on calls like this, because you will be filled up. Therefore, you can fill others. Okay. And then my next part, Mel, I think we need the graphic because it's the little chart. Guys, this is really good. This little chart. Stand by.
I think I'm in between the
Are you in between us? Yes, you are. Okay, go ahead, Jack.
Okay. For this, I don't need the slides. Hi everybody. Happy Thursday. Today has been crazy, you guys. I just want to encourage you. This isn't a part of the lineup that we have for tonight, but Mel mentioned that I got a market partner today, and I just want to remind everyone on here, when you feel nudged to reach out to somebody, you feel that they are on your mind or on your heart, there's a purpose, there's a reason. I mean, and not every single time that I've done this, it has turned over into somebody joining my team, but today was such a good reminder for me that we do this for a reason. There's a purpose that we are in this business, and there's so much purpose in offering the gift of money to other people. And when I had sent a reach out to one of my VIPs who upgraded to market partner, I just sent it from the heart, and I was like, this could be totally left field. Please let me know if it is, but you're on my heart. You're 20 weeks pregnant with your second child. I'm just wondering, are you planning to go back to work, or are you looking for an opportunity to work from home? Because if so, I would love to offer the business to you. She texted me back 5 minutes later and she was like, oh my gosh, you won't. This is an answer to prayer. I literally just prayed about my job situation not an hour ago, and you sent me this message. So you guys, us ladies, there's no guys on this call. Ladies, follow your intuition, listen to God's voice. He's speaking to you constantly, and we have such a gift to give to other people. Okay, so now, well, actually, this ties in perfectly, because this portion of the call is all about building trust and making new connections with people. And Todd is a master at speaking on building trust with other people. Complete strangers. You can build trust with complete strangers and find that they are willing to also give you their trust. And somehow you build a relationship with somebody you've never met. It's actually insane. So in Monet, in our lives, this is actually a skill that we have to learn, because it's a higher level of leadership. And Todd teaches this. Basically, he's been training us on trust for the last 5-6 months, which is mind-blowing in itself. But let's talk about it for a little bit. So when you work to build trust with another person, you're not looking for a quick sale, you're not looking for a dopamine hit. You're actually paving the way to be able to influence that person, to be a voice of influence in that individual's life. So think of it that way. When you start a new conversation with somebody, when you are finding somebody's Instagram profile and you're like, whoa, like, I actually really like what's going on here. Her outfits are so cute. Her smile is gorgeous. I feel like we have a lot in common. Okay, I'm going to follow, I'm going to send a message, and I'm going to just link up with this person. You are spending time and energy in becoming a voice of influence to this other person. So we want to influence others into their best and highest versions of themselves by offering the opportunity to build a beautiful life with Monet. And we actually have this amazing vehicle in our hands. And Todd will tell you this himself straight to your face if you ask him. We have the best tool, the best vehicle with Monet that can quite literally transform a person's life from their freaking hair follicle to their mentality. Like, it is a 360-degree approach to changing your life. And people don't realize that until they actually get into it. They get plugged in and they realize, whoa, this company can mentor me to become a leader. This company can help me become a better human being in life. And not only that, I can get the best hair and skin of my life. Like, how crazy. So let's just sit on that for a moment. And in the comments, I want you to tell me one way that Monet has positively impacted or changed your life within the time span of your business. I've been in this business for 3.5 years, 4 years this November, and I could probably give you a 300 item list long of how many ways Monet has absolutely transformed my life. So let's get in gratitude. Let's see the comments rolling. Friendship, hair, confidence, mentality, confidence in the best friendships, bigger dreams, sisterhood, getting out of my comfort zone. Yes, Anna. Friendships, money, honey. That's what I'm talking about. Health and community, a whole new life. Yes, Nikki. Growth, freedom and autonomy, flexibility, bigger vision for my life. Oh my gosh. Amen to that. I didn't have any dreams before I started my business with Monet. I had zero dreams in my life. I didn't know what I was capable of, and I didn't know what I wanted to be. But wow, Monty came in and answered so many of my life's questions. So in this particular training, Todd puts it this way: the end goal of building trust with others is higher engagement, end quote. And we were talking about that earlier, but the engagement that he's talking about is not just about story views, likes, and shares or anything like that. He's actually talking about a principle that he teaches on, and the principle is called reciprocity. So in reciprocity, it's actually what you do for others and not what they do for you. So if you have a pen and paper and you're taking notes, write down the principle of reciprocity, because this is going to be a great reminder throughout the lifetime of your business what you're actually doing and why you're doing it on social media or in person. So when you reframe your mindset about what your business is around this principle, you'll be able to recognize why you follow some people and why you don't follow other people. Because when you actually look at who you're following, you realize, oh, they're doing something for me. That's why I follow them. Every time I see their content, it does something for me, whether it makes me laugh, whether it makes me smile, whether I get new recommendations for things like I need to try, whether they influence me every single time they post something. Like, I get something out of it. I get a new recipe. I get a new link for something I want to buy, that sort of thing. But let's dive into trust a little bit more. So Todd says, this is the first principle of everything. If someone doesn't trust you, they're not going to be influenced by you at all. So what do you provide to those who trust you? Write that down, because you're going to have to definitely think about it. What do you provide to those who trust you? And then he goes on to say that the other side, or the other coin of being an influencer, is actually being a follower. So he uses the terms influencership and followership. So with that, we have Monate. We have great products. We have profound leadership training. But Todd emphasizes that it's our job as individuals to influence others to greatness. And we can do that with Monate, but the others have to become followers first. So what are we offering to others? How are we building trust with them? And we have value to offer. So we just need to pinpoint, like, every single day when we're getting on, when we're showing up for our business, I have value to give. What am I going to give today? Okay, let's move on. According to Todd, our number one job is to have people trust us at the highest level possible. And our number two job is to influence people to greatness. So that's like as simple as I can put it. And when you have people trust you at the highest level, you're actually able to lead them at the highest level, which is just mind-blowing. So his question to us is, and you can write this down, what do you do for the people that you want to follow you? Because we attract. So what are we doing for the people we want to attract? Are we showing up as our highest selves? Are we providing value? Are we a leader that other people will be attracted to and want to follow? Are we casting a vision for the people that we want to attract? Those sorts of things. So just speaking from a little personal experience, I receive the most messages, the most responses, the most new connections whenever I'm representing my authentic self to my audience on Instagram. And whether I'm speaking about my life or my business or my products, I make myself very real and very accessible to others through my platform. And that's done with a lot of intention. If you want to grow your platform, if you want to grow trust with other people, you have to make yourself accessible. And I'm not talking about spilling your guts on your social media every time you're on. No, you can be real and authentic and only share 20% of your life. Like, if I had to put percentages on how much I actually share of my entire life on my Instagram, I would say I probably share like a good 16%. Like, I'm not even kidding. 84% of my life, no one on social media is ever going to see. But that doesn't mean I don't show up as my authentic self. No, I am authentically me in that 16%. So be intentional about what you're sharing and be authentic. So if we desire to serve at the highest level, we have to commit to building trust at the highest level. So although it can seem a little intimidating and we really don't have an idea of what that really means, what it boils down to is just putting off a facade. There are so many fakies on Instagram who are pushing product, and they give us a bad rep. Don't be a fakey fake. Take the facade off and be authentic, because you can show complete strangers who you really are, and you can build trust that way. You just have value to give. Maybe you have a word of encouragement. Maybe you have a funny story. Maybe you have life advice or a life hack or something, an experience that you went through that could help somebody else. You have that, so provide that. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You don't have to know every single thing about the damage repair line, to offer the mask to somebody. No, you just have to say, my ends were as dry as a broomstick, and then I used this mask and they were amazing. If you need help, please tell me about your hair. Tell me about your hair concerns. But you can start building trust and new connections simply by showing love on other people's content, sending a message, sending a personal DM about what you love about that person, their smile, their style, what you loved about what they post, maybe their travels. But it all comes back to the strength of that influence. And the strength of your influence will depend on that level of trust that you build with other people. So to end my little segment, my question to you is, do you want to lead at the highest level and thereby produce trust that is on the highest level? My answer is heck yes. I want to build trust on the highest level, because people deserve that. We deserve that in 2023. Can I get an amen? All right. That's the end of my segment.
So good, Jack. So good. I think I go next, Mel. Okay. I do need the screen for this one. Amazing. Okay. So Jackie's talking about leadership. She's talking about trust, influence, all the things together. Let's look at it in like a physical form. Okay. So you can see this cool graph thing. Essentially, we're going to focus on the high trust, low tension, but you got to see the contrast, right? We don't want low trust, high tension. We want high trust, low tension. And how do we get there? Well, it's a lot of what Jackie just said. Vulnerability, authenticity, holding space for others, creating space for others. And I would say this is where just raw and realness comes in. Now, here's the thing. Just like Jackie said, you don't got to bare your soul to social media or to the people that you're leading. Like I'm almost 4 years into leading Jackie, and I don't know 50% of Jackie. Every time I see her, I ask more questions, right? But I would say we have a lot of trust, and I would say low tension between us, right? So there's space for me to lead her, right? So I say this because you can still be a private person. You can still be withheld in ways in your life that you're like, this is something that, I like to keep to myself, and still have high trust with people. 100%. Okay. So again, it comes down to that vulnerability, authenticity. And here's the other thing I want to say. I just want to release this for anyone that is kind of, I don't know how I'm trying to say this. I'm just going to say it. If you think that for you, authenticity means you have to come on to a social media post with no makeup, looking a mess, all the things, and you're like, that's the only way I'm gonna that's authentic. It might be. But if you're somebody who looks at that and you're like, oh no, that's what I have to do to be authentic, that's not the case. Makeup, nails, none of that means authenticity or not. What matters is what you're saying, how you're being, your posture. That's what's authentic or not. Okay. I say this because I used to be this person that was like, well, I'm so authentic. And I prided that from the sense of I didn't need to come on with makeup. I could just look a hot mess. And then I had this shift of actually, What's really authentic is the fact that I know I'm a powerful leader. Why do I not show up as that powerful leader? That powerful leader does X, Y, and Z. Okay, so I just want to give you permission that it doesn't need to look a certain way. When we say authentic, real, raw, I think people are like, oh, okay, so bare naked face, looking a mess, bare in my soul. And that's not always the case. It's not always the case. So full permission that whoever you are authentically, yeah, like Belle's saying, own your power. 100%. You have to step into that for people to be able to feel that from you. So again, we want to be in the green. We want to be in the high trust, low tension. This is what happens when you start being like, wow, I feel like I just really know that person, even if you don't know everything about their life. Wow, I really feel like we would just be friends. Wow, I just really feel like whatever. That's because the green area, you're in an accepting behavior area. So we want to be creating this for our team, right? The people that you're leading, and then also the people that you're bringing in to this business. I think that's it for me.
Okay. Thank you, ladies. That was absolute fire. Oh my gosh, y'all like blew me away. I'm just like oozing with pride over here. I don't know if you saw, I was just like, like hanging on your every word. I love it. I'm just so proud of you both. So I want to piggyback a little bit on this slide with some details that Todd gave. He said, tension is always around when people are considering change or considering doing something that they've never done before. And so when you look all the way to the left here, when tension is at the very top and there's no room for trust, people resist at the highest level possible. And so when there's only tension, so let's say your audience is watching you and in their body, they're feeling tense because it's like, I should do this, but I don't know. I don't trust myself. I don't trust the business. I don't trust Caitlin. I don't know, whatever it is, right? If there's no trust, they're not going to budge, right? And so when he said the job of a great leader, where did I go here? The job of a great leader is to reduce tension quickly by offering social proof, by asking great questions, by being careful about how much we talk and how much we listen. And he said, here's a great thing that you can do. He said, the pure definition of leadership is, I've been where you are. Write that down. I've been where you are. So you're talking to your audience. I know where you're at, you guys. I know times are tough. Like whatever you want to say to your audience. I've been in your shoes. I've been where you are. Or when they're saying, when you can kind of frame it as, I remember when I was looking at the shampoo girls or whatever, I was watching Jackie and I was just like, I kind of want to do this business, but XYZ, right? We want to tackle the XYZ. And so when you say, I've been where you are, I know how you're feeling. And so he said, here are 3 things that I know people can experience when thinking about the money opportunity that can create tension inside of them. They are, so what are some objections, guys? I don't have any time. I don't have enough money, right? I know what your objections are. And so when you can kind of story tell that to, I'm afraid of what people think. Yeah, no one will buy from me. Imposter syndrome, right? Like, who am I to talk about my hair on the internet? Like, that's not me. And so when you can take your power back truly as a leader in the online space, when you step up and say, I know you're feeling these things, I've been where you are, and walk them through your thought process that got you to say yes to Monate, right? And so now you are bringing down the tension that they feel when they think about this opportunity, and you're bringing them from resisting behavior into accepting behavior. Do you see how powerful that is? Like, can we take a minute? Because did Todd just blow our world apart, right? When we can reduce tension and increase trust, we will have more people saying yes to us more easily. It's that simple. Is this not so fire, y'all? Like, this is why we're so obsessed with these calls. So he has another good friend that he quoted here. Leadership is about making others better as a result of your presence and making sure that that impact lasts in your absence. And so you want to be so impactful to others, the people who are around in your sphere of influence, that you change their lives. That's how I read that, right? Your presence in their life shifted the trajectory of it. How can you be that online? That's your first goal. How can you show up with that posture? Yeah, they remember. It's so real. It's so real. And I remember, like, one of my favorite affirmations, like a leadership affirmation, is because of me, they did. Because of me, they did. And I want you guys to remember, you are leaders. You being here makes you a leader. And so how can you influence the people that are in your sphere to make changes, positive changes in their life? Something he said, I don't know where it is in the presentation, so I'm just going to throw it in here. He said, he talked about the economy right now and how people are, you know, this is a really hard time, like really hard times right now. And he said, self-care in hard times, in challenging times like this, self-care has to become the default for positive self-image, because where people are used to getting positive self-image, they're not feeling it. So you have to learn how to take care of yourself if you want to feel good. So self-care has to become the default for positive self-image and self-esteem when getting through challenging times. He said, we at Monate are really teed up well organizationally, because this is a time that people need to engage with what we have, because as a collective, we have to get through whatever we have to get through, and we have to grow through it as well. Jackie, teed up, baby. It's like, that's so powerful. So if you just talk about being a part of Monate and feeling more self-confident because you're taking care of yourself, feeling greater levels of self-esteem because you're taking care of yourself, just that alone puts you as a leader, puts you as in a position where you can serve and sell others. So good. Okay. We are gonna, oh wait, I have a few more things that I just like one-liners that he's so good. He said, the best way to create engagement for yourself is truth, presenting truth, bathed in love. He said, be brave and bold and create a safe space. So be a safe space for people, like in your world. Be a wisdom deployer, speak truth lovingly and honestly, and allow space for authenticity and transparency. It's like, boom, like that's freaking gold, y'all. He said, okay, I'm going to pass it off to Melina. And the last thing, I'll wrap it up.
Hi, you guys. I'm so excited to actually speak about this. And I just refreshed like not that long ago. So I feel like I could say so much about this, but at first I'm going to start with one of the things Todd said before he kind of went into the 5 C's of leadership, which is what I'm going to be covering. So you definitely want to be taking notes on this, is as a leader, he says this, as a leader, my job is to help you. Sounds kind of simple, right? But I really want you to write that down and say that again. As a leader, my job is to help you in a pure way, like a pure relationship. You want a pure relationship. The more value I add to your life, the more the other person will reciprocate. And that is whether it's a VIP or an MP. And I'm really going to tackle both here, because I know some of you on here, maybe you just have VIPs, right? Yes, they talked about the principle of reciprocity, but that's exactly true. So the more value add, the more they will reciprocate. So the first thing in order to have that happen is there has to be chemistry. Do you know, I was talking about this on, I don't remember if it was this call or another call, like how many times somebody has said to you, oh my gosh, I know so-and-so sells Monate, but I went to you. I know so-and-so sells Monate, but I signed up to be a market partner with you. That's because there's something about you that attracted them to you. Chemistry is the first C of leadership, and it is so important. The reason why they are coming to you is because they are attracted to you. They feel something from you. So you can't create chemistry. You can't. If there's no chemistry, the relationship will dissolve. That's in anything, whether you're going on a date with someone like who's been on a date and you're like, what do I say? Or maybe you go on a date with someone and you're like, blah, 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 and then but you're just like friends. And then you go on another kind of date and it's like, boom, chemistry. And he even said that like, you can fix a lot of things if you have chemistry, right? You can work on other things when you have chemistry. It's very simple. It's hard to lead someone, plain and simple, when there's no chemistry. You can't try to save someone. So I have a situation. I have two examples I want to give. I think examples are great because I think they bring relatability. The first thing is, like, I've been in the health and fitness space for 20 years. Mel knows. I remember having clients. It's like pulling teeth. I could train them. They're paying me, but I had no chemistry. Like, I would rather not have them as a client because you're like, you have nothing in common. Like, why are they even hiring me? They don't talk to me. Like, you know what I mean? So there's been plenty of times where I've had to let clients go because they don't reciprocate what I am doing for them, right? They're not checking in. You're sending me their food logs. I mean, I'm a nutritionist, so I still to this day work a lot. I do a lot of dietary plans. Anyway, if you're not reciprocating, I can't help you. The second thing is I'll apply something to my Monet business. I lost a market partner today. So today I lost a market partner and I was really upset about it because I fought tooth and nail for this situation, And then the market partner who I fought tooth and nail for was like, I really don't have time for this, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to get into it, but I was like, you know what? And I was talking to my assistant. I think I sent Mel even a text, probably hasn't read it yet, but I just said, like, this is happening for a reason. You can't like pull teeth trying to save someone. The chemistry has to be there. So if you ever get a customer that like stops buying, and I tell my team this, if you ever get some, it's okay because there's the billions of people in this world who can buy from you. So you want to attract. You want to feel the chemistry, whether it's with your VIPs or it's with your market partners. And we're not going to always get it right all the time. We're not. They always talk about the ebbs and flows of this business. But you have to feel it. And usually when you feel that in your gut, it's like not right. And it's okay to like let it go, because then there's going to be someone else that you're like so excited about it. But again, you have to have trust, which leads to the reciprocation, because the chemistry, like automatically, like what Caitlin and Jackie were saying, like they have trust and it's because of their chemistry. And then there's the reciprocation, but they obviously reciprocate with each other. Okay. And that leads to value. And they're bringing a lot of value to each other in that case. In a VIP case, you're bringing value to your VIPs by helping them, and they're coming to you for help, right? And then that value switch to your followers, or again, your market partners. And that chemistry leads to your connection. And that's the second C, is connection. So we go from chemistry, we go to connection. A healthy, good, high trust relationship. Okay. You have the chemistry, and then you have a healthy, good, high relationship. High trust, relationship. But again, if there's no connection, which comes from the chemistry, there's no trust. We talked a lot about trust already, but it's not going to work. So I wasn't getting any reciprocation from this market partner. I was like fighting for her, and I wasn't like, it was just like, oh yeah. And I'm like, so obviously there was like no reciprocation, so it's not going to work. And that's beyond you. So you have to like let that go, right? But you have to be able to, with connection, you have to be able to build on each other, right? It has to be both. You have to build on each other, and your combo is going to flourish. Your connection is just going to be like automatic, right? Because you have that chemistry. And when you know that you can trust somebody in that connection, then now you can actually collaborate. So I lost the connection with this girl, so we can't collaborate, which is the third C. So, and I'm using this the opposite. Because I could sit here and be like, yeah, this person wanted to collaborate with it, but it's always good to know the other side. I feel like that's the thing. So I'm going to give both. Two people trust each other. There's a leader and there's a follower. It doesn't matter if it's a leader and a market partner follower or a leader and a VIP follower. Okay. You're collaborating now. The how you're collaborating, what you want to know, what you're going to do to help them, why you're going to help them. So again, with a VIP, it's like, what can I do to help you? What are your hair quiz, right? Or your skin quiz, or like, what are their issues? Why can I, and then you're going to give them recommendations. Their why. What's the thing Mel always says? If I could give you a magic wand to wave over your head, what would your hair look like? That's their why, right? So with a market partner, it's how can I help you? What's your why? Oh, because I want, to buy organic groceries. And people always say that one all the time. Or what's another? I don't know. Drop it in the chat. What's your why, right? As a leader, you want to know their why. You've already decided that you have the chemistry, you have the connection, you're going to collaborate. If I can't help my team with their why, then I won't be able to lead them. So you have to know those three things. And you also need to know by when. You want to give them like deadlines, right? Like you want to give them like a vision, like by when, like 60 days. If I give you a 4-figure check, is that going to help you? Things like that, right? If I know, Todd says, if I know what you need as a leader, then I can reciprocate. I mean, we're saying reciprocate, but you guys are getting it, right? Never stop adding value to people's lives. So never stop adding value to your VIPs. Never stop adding value to your market partners. If you do, then you need to start seeing things differently to scale. Like if you stop adding value, if they're like, I don't really know, like that's not really, okay, Melina's not really bringing anything to my team call anymore. Oh, Melina's just telling me the same flash sale. You need to constantly be knowing your audience and knowing how to scale them. And that there was an example I had, I just lost it. I wanted to give an example. The example that I had on that, I was talking again to my assistant today, and she said, be repetitive. Repetitive sells. Be repetitive. Repetitive adds value. You ever see Lexi, what's her name? She's repetitive. She says the same stuff over and over, but it adds value. She gets 100 VIPs a month. Okay. Taylor Jade. Yeah. So with collaboration, sorry, I have some notes here. Let me know them. So you want to be able to put together a plan, just like you put together a cart, you put together a plan for the hair. Again, with a market partner, you're putting together a plan, and let me help you get that confidence. That's huge. Okay. And when you do that, you guys, you can actually build a very solid relationship and a system that then leads to consistency, the 4th C. Every 30 days or 60 days or whatever it is that you do with your VIPs, check in with them. Be consistent about your systems. Be consistent with your market partners. I drop in my chat. I also drop individually if I haven't heard from someone in the chat in a while. I'm like, hey, just checking on you. Hey, just checking on you. I have like 6 VIPs out of the country. Market partners out of the country right now. And they're not chiming into the chat as they used to, because I get it, but I'm checking in with them. And they're productive and they're reciprocating, right? So have a business plan for your VIPs, have a business plan for your market partners, and be consistent. And same thing with your social media. You have to have a consistent system. Todd, every 60 days, he reassesses his executive team. Literally, he's like, are these people still doing their job right? Like, are they still my core people? It is necessary for growth to have a business plan. It's necessary. So if you don't, we talked a lot about systems at New Leadership Experience. I had personal time with Todd Duncan, so this stuff really resonates with me. It's very important that you have consistent systems. So what is your system for collaboration? Like, think of it that way. Like when I get an offer for like a collab in the fitness, because I get a lot of fitness stuff, it has to align with me. I have to be like, I don't trust that product, or, ooh, that product is exciting for me, or, ooh, I don't care about this blood thinning pill or whatever supplement. I was like, I don't care about that. Right? It doesn't resonate with me. So what is your system for collaboration? How is that consistent? Because again, I know people are going to trust me if I put something out there. My market partners are going to trust me. My VIPs are going to trust me. They follow everything that I do. You guys, we are here to build your brand. You're not Monate's brand. You're your own brand with Monate. So how can I help you win as your leader? How can I help you win? That's what I ask my team. Because if I can help them win, then they're going to create something consistent to help them win. Because we're collaborating, we are going to create something to help them win. And again, that's going to give them confidence. I feel like confidence should be on here, but like, that's like the end result, right? And then again, once they win, then we celebrate them. And that's the final C. And this is something that's so important. And Todd talked about this even on the weekend. Like, you got to celebrate everything, like the conversations, the new connections. Forget that you got the VIP or the market partner. I planted a lot of seeds this weekend. I like to plant a lot of seeds because I'm consistent. And if I build chemistry with something, I drop it. I was at a dinner with a girl in Miami and I'm like, she has a network of 35,000 people and we have bomb chemistry. So I'm like dropping it. I'm not like, I'm going to sign you up right here. Let me do it. She follows me. She knew I was in Miami for an LE. She was asking me about it. She even dropped me a text the other day. It was like, hey, I have a lot of questions about money. I'm getting her wheels going. But again, I want it to be authentic. I want the collaboration to be trustworthy. I don't want her to peace out like my girl today. I was really excited about this girl. Really excited. It really gave me a little, I got in my head game. What did you call it? Head, whatever, Mel, what do you say? Head, mind games. I don't know. So celebrating is huge. Mel does such a good job at celebrating her team. And it's important. It's important as leaders to do that. And it's not just, oh, yeah, you got your bonus. It's like, you know what? You made a new connection. Tammy Sue did blah, blah, blah. You gotta celebrate your team. I was alone at NLE and it was so cool. And I'm not saying this to like feel like bad for me. I was okay being alone, but it was so cool to see all of these girls like on the same teams together, celebrating each other. And like their leaders were there. Like there were girls with girls there, and like Taylor Free spoke and she had like 8 girls there. And she was on stage. And before she spoke, she was like crying. And like, that's real and that's authentic. And she had them, she goes, can you all stand up? And I need to acknowledge you. Like she didn't have to do that on her speech, you know what I mean? And she did. Like, so who deserves, he says in the morning, do you have a morning mindset, like where you can be grateful or give gratitude to someone? So in the morning, when you wake up, be grateful for something. Maybe you tell somebody something that, makes them feel good about them. It's because do good for the leaders. People who feel good about them do good for the leaders that lead them. So I like that morning mindset. He said, I'm sorry, my dog's barking, but I lost my train of thought. But yes, making sure that you praise and you celebrate your team and your VIPs, giving them thanks, like, thank you so much for being my customer, and maybe let them know, like, don't just throw them out with a flash sale, right? Don't just be like, oh, hey, we have buy one, get one today. Like, do you ever tell them anything when there's not a flash sale? Do you ever say like, thank you, and send them a little note or a gift, right? You get what I'm saying. So, did I get cut off? I'm here. Oh, okay. Sorry, my phone rang. So that wraps up the 5C. And then he has 2 actions that he asks you guys to take. Scroll. Yeah, there you go. So action number 1, to become a 5C leader, what can you do? Scroll. There you go. What can you do to improve your trust and influence factors as a leader? So that's the first thing that you can do, the first action. So maybe some of you guys drop it in the chat, like, what can you do? Or maybe I don't know if we're having any time for a quick not discussion, but what can you do to improve your trust and influence factors as a leader? And then number 2, the second action that he wants you to do is at every level, your organization has a constant battle between trust, some kind of tension, like I had a little tension today, and then time management, right? So what can you do to accelerate trust, remove tension? Well, she removed herself, so that was easy, and expedite time, right? So, and the same thing, like, I don't know, maybe you have a VIP that's like constantly like, I don't know, like this isn't working or that's not working. You know, like you got to have a, as a leader, you have to have a positive solution for tension. I think tension's like the hardest thing, but yeah, that's all I have for you.
Thanks, babe. So good. So just to go over it a little bit, because Melina gave really great examples for all these 5 C's, but I think I said it to them yesterday on the call and it just flowed so well. And I want you guys to hear how the 5 C's come together. So when you can create chemistry with others, you will naturally have connection, and then you will be able to collaborate. And when you do that consistently, you guys will be celebrating together. It's like, boom, right? Just create chemistry with people, just boost your engagement with people. And so just a few things, I'm gonna pin this up. Hello, Jackie. Okay, so to become a great leader, as an outcome of becoming a great purveyor of trust, how can you show up being a great purveyor of trust and being greatly committed to being a leader of influence? I want you guys to like actually think about that. Like, how can I be a leader of influence? Like, journal on it. You're going to show up so much like in more posture. People are just going to be like, Emmy, what you got, girl? I want that. You know what I mean? Like when you show up as a leader of influence, he says, high trust leadership leads to high trust selling. When we consistently, energetically, and intentionally influence people's lives positively. He said the greatest idea behind really effective leadership, great leaders are not made in a day, they are made daily. How are you showing up to become a great leader daily? He said, so what we talked a little bit about engagement, right? Engagement, the economics of engagement. Engagement is emotional, economics is financial. So how can you create emotion in people that brings the finances in, right? As a result of that connection and emotion, being a purveyor of trust. So good, right, Tammy? He says, the more emotion and engagement that we're able to create, the more profitable our businesses will be. And you cannot have high engagement if you don't simultaneously have high trust and high influence skills. The two go hand in hand. Remember that we're never done learning and getting better. If we're not learning, we aren't growing. If we aren't growing, we're atrophying and we're going backwards. And that's obviously not what we want. So every day, what's it like if you could get 1 or 2% better every week or every month for a year? And these are the 2 areas that we're going to focus on: building trust and creating influence. And so, I have one more slide that I wanted to share just because it's so good, right after the action steps. And he got like emotional talking about this at the end. He said, this is a quote from High Trust Selling: trust yourself, trust your relationships, trust your faith and your future. When you do this, you set in motion a universe of possibilities. He said, all leadership starts with self-leadership. All leadership starts with self-leadership, and you got to trust you. Trust the relationships you're building. Trust that as it marries up with your faith in the future. When you do that, you open up the universal possibilities. The skies open and everything becomes at our beck and call. If you don't trust yourself, you're not going to be able to have trust in your relationships. And when you don't have trust in your relationships, you don't have faith in your future, period. And when you don't have faith in your future, then you don't have power in your present. Woo! He said, to have powerful leadership tendencies, you've got to Trust how you lead. Trust your motives because they're pure, and then trust the life-changing business that you're a part of. He said, I need a connected way that the levels of connection are much deeper than how I usually connect, right? So this is what we need to be saying to ourselves. I need a way that I can connect with people at much deeper levels than I usually connect. I got to find out what makes people cry, what brings them joy, why they're even interested in this business, and how it will impact as a catalyst in that life change. I got to slow down to speed up. I can't be a fast track leader. Fast track leaders don't have time for people, and that usually creates a high tension environment instead of a low tension environment. And so how can you, this is all like how you're showing up in your life. How can you be a great purveyor of trust, influence, engagement, and impacting others in a really positive way? So powerful, right, y'all? That last bit, he was like literally tears in his eyes, like throat choked. So powerful. All right, y'all. We have to a few minutes over, but this was jam-packed with stuff. I hope that you loved it. I will download it and upload it to the YouTube so you can kind of rewatch and take notes. Yeah, that was a bomb training. I agree. I'm so proud of us. That was really, really good. I hope you guys are loving this, and we will see you on Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Caitlin and I are leading our workshop, and y'all, I really just want to say that these workshop calls will change your business. Having one-on-one mentorship where you can come and ask us questions. We've done this. we know how to lead you guys. The things that you're struggling with, the things that you are feeling held back by, please come and ask us your questions so that we can help you have the success that you desire. Okay. Love you guys. Happy Thursday. Enjoy your night. Bye.